Everybody, we are here with Alix Angelis, and she is part of a new movie coming out, a Blumhouse movie coming out this Friday called Imaginary. Alex, how are you?
Fantastic. It's Oscar weekend and I'm talking about horror. It's all very exciting.
Are you a horror person? Do you like scary stuff or no?
So in my viewing preferences, no, I'm a scaredy cat. But in my acting preferences, I really love horror because, you don't have to be all poised and pretty.
That's so fascinating. What is it about performing in horror that you love as opposed to watching it?
Well, I'm usually the monster, so I don't get scared when it's me. Like everyone else gets scared, which is fun to watch on set. I come out from makeup and just walk into crafty and you're like, ah, I'm like, oh yeah, I look like like
Who's
this.
the crew dictator? So yeah. Um, can you give me a quick rundown of Imaginary?
Sure. So Imaginary is about a family that is going through some struggles, some emotional things, kind of trying to come together. And Alice, played by Piper Braun, who's amazing, she attaches to an imaginary friend, and it's very sweet until things start going awry. And we see how that plays out. Yeah,
What? I mean, things always they must go awry in a
they
horror.
must.
You know, that's what it is. You play Samantha,
I do.
and who is she?
She's the kid's birth mom, who is fighting off some really heavy demons when we meet her in the movie. Um, so she comes into the picture in a very unhealthy and scary way. And then that sort of re-solidifies the need for the kids to bond with their new mom, played by DeWanda Wise. And Chauncey helps with that.
Oh, Chauncey.
Yeah,
Um,
he has the worst intentions, but it actually ends up being the thing that they needed.
so
Mhm.
how this is, I guess a dream come true to be in a Blumhouse film.
It is.
You
Yeah.
know, how did you land this part? How did you get this role?
Classic audition. I sent in a tape. I I come across really creepy, so they liked it.
You're not creeping me out, but I mean, maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. So what I looked at your bio real quick, and you actually come from Gainesville, Florida.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually spent a hot minute up in Atlanta, and I would always pass through Gainesville on my way down to Orlando and Miami. Uh, so yeah, I definitely know Gainesville. But
It's I still have my family's farm is there.
uh,
Um, it's a small like free range cows, horses situation. Yeah.
that's so awesome. How did you didn't actually start though in acting. You started in environmental studies.
Hmm.
So how did you make that leap from environmental studies to Tisch School of the Arts?
Yeah, so I actually did kind of start in acting in theater when I was a kid, and my parents put me in this theater camp to get me out of my shell because I was like really quiet and shy. And unfortunately for them, I really liked it. They're like, "Oh no, she's an artist." Um,
She
but
got
then, what?
she got bitten by the bug.
Yes, exactly. But through that and with that kind of attitude from my parents, I had this notion that past high school, I had to do something serious, save the world. And I really had a passion for in the environment and eco-friendly things and trying to figure out what to do about climate change. And so I went in that path and it was really wonderful getting an education in that. And I still use that and want to delve in even more in my daily work. But just my soul, my heart kept calling to being a performer. And I felt like I needed to get to a place where I felt fulfilled and then hopefully to use my influence to promote good things and get the message out about climate change and all that.
Mm.
I think that's starting to happen because environmental science is a frankly depressing subject. So I needed something that really gave me light and buoyancy.
Mm.
Um, yeah, while still caring deeply about that too.
Well, maybe you could pitch a movie, kind of like a 2012 movie, an environmental studies thriller, something like that. Who knows?
Environmental
They get so
studies.
many questions. Um, so you were also a founding member of a physical theater company called Not
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 part.
Man Apart.
Yes.
What's physical theater and what was that about?
Physical theater is amazing. So it's kind of like a combo between theater and circus and dance.
Okay.
So we did versions of mostly classical works like Shakespeare and the Greek tragedies and stuff like that with movement. So it wasn't just like an interpretive dance version, it was text and dialogue and everything. But when it made sense for the story, we used dance and movement to create the scene. So usually our stages were very blank and we would create the scenes like shipwreck, for example, with movement and acrobatics and um, yeah, that kind of thing. I mean, it's very, very fun, and I can't, I would never replace those years and that time with that company.
And it sounds fascinating. Are you how did your time on stage or with Not Man Apart, how does that influence the film work and stuff that you're doing today?
It actually really does a lot. With the physical theater training that I had and continued with my theater company, was also my focus in school at NYU. The experimental theater wing
Mhm.
uh, was very much about using your full body as an actor. And that has helped, especially in horror, to embody different creatures because I'm often possessed or being the manifestation of an evil teddy bear in a horror fantasy.
Yeah.
um, and that's not even human. So to be able to think about like how does that sit in my body and how can I move differently to portray this different character, that's totally invaluable.
Yeah, it, it's so fascinating how much work actually goes into seeming so normal. You
Yes.
know, like being familiar, considering like you were saying, what a possessed person would move like, or what they would act like, or how they would fidget, or something like that.
Yeah,
It's where are you located?
right now I'm in Los
Well,
Angeles.
okay, but do you stay in LA or no?
I go back and forth between LA and Carmel up
Okay,
north in California.
so you absolutely must. I don't know if you've heard of it, but you have to visit Zombie Joe's Underground Theater.
Oh my gosh, I have not heard of it.
Yeah, it's on Lankershim, and their signature show is called Urban Death. And
Okay.
it, like, just keep an eye out for Zombie Joe's Underground Theater and Urban Death. That's something I think that you would really connect with, uh,
Okay.
because it's very experimental. It's like Buto, theater of cruelty,
uh,
stuff like that. It's terrifying, it's fearless, it's wonderful,
yeah,
disturbing. So I think that you'd connect with it, even though you're not a horror person.
yeah,
So
it's terrifying and a spectacle and moving. That's the thing that gets me
yes.
when you get all of this fantastical elements that work together to make you feel something.
Yeah,
I
most
think that's what
definitely.
happens in imaginary too.
Yes, yes. And well, yeah, let's talk. I mean, as far as that goes, like, what did you with imaginary, how did you use your theatrical, like getting back to the performance of it, like what were some of the things that you utilized for this performance of Samantha?
Well, I definitely. utilized an acting approach with oh God, I'm blanking on what it's called, but where you think about something from your own life.
Mhm.
So I'm a new mom, and I was even a newer mom when I filmed this. And so playing a character who, even though she's kind of failing at being a good parent, um, it was really influenced by my experience and the love of a child. So she comes into the situation in a way that she shouldn't, but it's because she has this intense need to protect her daughters. And I feel that, and I don't know that I could have imagined it before I was an actual parent, but now I know. And God, it did really influence my performance.
Phenomenal. So what's next for you? After Imaginary, do you have anything else lined up?
Yes, I have a an indie horror feature called Do Not Watch coming out.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's on the festival circuit now. So we're just going through all the festivals, and it's very secretive. So I can't talk that much about it, but it's about this anomaly that happens through decades. Uh,
Excellent.
yeah.
They like anomalies. Excellent. Well, again, though, Imaginary comes out this Friday. And did it scare you when you
I
saw it?
was I was so nervous going to the premiere and watching it because, like I said, I'm not a horror movie person. It was scary in the fun ways that you want, all the jump scares and the creepiness. Um, it wasn't psychologically damaging, which is what I always fear that I'm gonna have nightmares. So I think it is a really good starter horror, and
Okay. Okay.
it's so like intensely character based. So that's really where the meat and potatoes of it are.
Okay. Well, good starter horror, but still very effective. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I mean,
Excellent.
it's like going to be an iconic horror creature, I think. Chauncey is just, he's so fun to be afraid of. Teddy
Did
bear.
you
So creepy.
did you go to the pop-up experience they had?
Yes.
That
I,
was
I
great.
I
What?
went I went twice, and the first time I just didn't go through because I was like, no. But
Oh,
I bucked up the courage, and it
yeah,
was really great.
yeah. I loved the room that was in the daylight. I was like, who does this? This is phenomenal.
Yeah, that
It's
room,
really
because it was so suspenseful. You're like, what's gonna happen?
well, again, Imaginary comes out March 8th, and it was an absolute pleasure to talk with you, Alex.
Same.
Best of luck on this release and the next one. And
Thank you.
hopefully we'll be able to talk again soon.
Yes, I'd love
All
to come
right.
back.
Take care.
Bye.